Well, hi. Welcome back to Glitter 50. Fresh out of the shower, getting ready for work today. Um, so, somebody in the comments asked me, how do I pick my colors? Like, what do I do um, to base my looks off of? And honestly, I base it off my clothes. I look at, like, for instance, I have pants on, but these are the pants I'm going to wear today. There's purples and blues. There's this very light mint green, which you cannot see. There's the gold in the rod. So and red in the eyes and in the lips. So I have a lot of colors to choose from, but I'm mainly going to do purples. And today I'm going to use the Cosmic Beauty Serenity palette, and it has a lot of colors. Like, it has the purples, and it has a deep blue, and a purple, like, I'm not sure, it's like a satiny color, like a matte with glitter in it. So I have options. But that's just the palette that came to mind today that I wanted to use. I was looking at my plethora of, one of these days I'll go through and I'll show you all of my palettes again. I don't really want to declutter any of them. I have a few that are kind of on the chopping block, I guess you could call it, that if I had to give up some, those would be the ones that I would potentially give up, but I don't really want to, so I'm not going to. That might even be enough for both. I cleaned my brushes this weekend. Yesterday was the day of cleaning, and so I did. I cleaned all of my brushes, um, did laundry, uh, cleaned the litter boxes because we have 2 cats. What else clean the litter boxes. Oh, we have water fountains that we use for our cats. Need a little bit more on this side. So once a month, you need to clean them out because hairs from the pets get in there and make it so that the filter doesn't run really well. So, and you need to change out the filter. So I did that yesterday too. On Saturday was a fun day. I have put drops in my eyes, and I will use, somebody else in the comments said use primer underneath my eyes, and I tried that. It didn't really work, but I'm going to try it again. I'm going to go into this color and then this color. Am I? No, actually I'm going to go into this color. Yes, this blue color, and then this purple color. They have names. I can't read them. The writing's too small. So there's that. Sorry, mirror. But now I have all my fresh brushes. I'm so excited. I love my brushes. Love when they're clean and I can use them all. Sometimes it's hard to choose which one to use. Alrighty, so I'm going to use my Lunar Beauty LBE 2, and I'm going to take that blue because there's that very faint blue-green in the front, and there's a darker blue in the whole pant, but I want it lighter in the front of my eye. For me, because I have hooded eyes, I draw the illusion of not having hooded eyes by putting a brighter color in the front, and that way it opens that up and you can't really, it's an illusion to not see the hood to my eye. So I'm going to use my color switch, and see, I just put it on the inner part, and now I'm going into that purple, and this one I'm going to draw kind of mixing into that and then drawing it out like windshield wiper motions. Trust the process. That's what I always say. What lots of YouTubers say, trust the process, because it is a process of getting the colors to mix and to get the whole look. You have to build it in steps. You can't just immediately see what the whole look is going to be. Hey, sorry, all 3 dogs want to be underneath my feet, and all of them want to be right under me. And keeping them from fighting is and I don't mean fighting as in knock it down, drag out. Somebody wants to be more dominant than the others at all times. So you just have to watch them. That's what dogs do. That's what, they woke up in a bad mood this morning. That's all. So I'm going back to the color switch, brushing it off, and I'm going to go back into that blue. And I'm going to mix the 2 of them. So on Saturday, my friend Anne came over and we went shopping. We went out to lunch. We went and bought some jeans and some sneakers, and we looked at Seahawk attire, because I'm from Washington, the Pacific Northwest, and our Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. I'm so excited. And okay, so I was born in Connecticut and raised in Vermont, so I should be a Patriots fan. I am not. Okay, now I'm going to go into my EO1, which is a smaller brush, and I'm going to go into, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the matte with glitter, because I want it more purpley than blue. And I think this will do it. Kind of got, hold on. Not wanting to come up. Not sure what's happening with that shade. It's not wanting to come up, but I'm going to keep trying. So yes, our Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. I'm so excited about it. Okay, it is I thought it was going to be a little bit darker than that. I might go into another shade too, but again, trusting the process. But then when I got home from that, we went to, while I was out, I'm so low on my moisturizer. So I went and I got Versed. So I'm going to try this. It says for normal to dry skin. So we'll see. I've never used a Versed product before. I don't know if I'm going to like it. It doesn't have a smell to it. Like, it just smells like moisturizer. It doesn't have like a distinct smell to it, which is what I liked about this also. It didn't have a distinct smell to it. It's just there. So anyway, my husband and I went to the Emerald Queen Casino. And he took me out to dinner at a fancy restaurant there, which was so nice. I had prime rib, which was delicious. He had bacon wrapped stuffed shrimp, which was delicious. We shared, sort of. He gave me a bite of his. I gave him a bite of mine. I like the way this is turning out so far. And once you put shimmers on it, it'll all come together. It'll all work out. Sorry. And then we continued to stay at the casino and we gambled a little bit, which was fun, but I lost a lot of money. I don't like that. And I forgot my rules. Normally, my rules are if you bet and you win, you cash out and then put more money in. So that way you're constantly on the up, but I didn't do that. And I lost. But I had fun. I had a good time. I'm going to go back into this color and I'm going to take a little bit of this bluish purple. And I'm going to go on the edge and just use that to blend and get rid of some harsh lines. And I'll do the same on the other eye. So then we had discussed whether or not the Seahawks were going to win the Super Bowl, and I believe they are. I believe that we're going to. We need to redeem ourselves from the last time. They cheated us by using deflated footballs, which, you know, not okay. I know lots of people said no, that really didn't happen, but I believe that they really did have an issue. I'm going to go back into that dark because it's just a little bit patchy. Maybe if I spray it, it'll show up the depth that I want. So you take the powder and you spray it, and it keeps it the darkest it can be. And I believe that is working better. And then before I put my brush back into that same powder, I make sure that it's dried off. And then I pick up some more powder and then I spray it again to do the other eye. So it just gives it a little bit more staying power. It grips a little bit more. Dogs are snoring. There we go. There we go. I like that color. I like the way this is looking so far. I'm going to gather my other stuff. I'll be right back. Forgot to hit record. I'm using the professional primer from Benefit, and then I'm going to use my Fenty Dewdrops. I don't even know how much is left in this. I've been using this for a while, and look, it still is coming out like there's not a problem. No smell to it, so I assume it's okay. So as far as my husband and I and the whole Seahawk thing, we decided to place a bet. Now, I'm not going to tell you how much we bet, but we don't normally do that. But I just feel so confident. And we had a little extra, so we decided to do a little extra. Now, we'll just pray that we win. The Super Bowl, or the Seahawks left yesterday to go to the area of the Super Bowl so that way they can get acclimated to the area and, you know, be down there and do all the things. Another friend saw me and asked me, "Hey, did you get a perm?" And no, I did not get a perm. This is actually all natural when my hair is shorter rather than longer. I have curl and body to it, which is why I keep it the length that I do, because I wanted to. So I blend my foundation down my neck so I don't have any like lines anywhere. That's the plan anyway. I think I want just a smidge more. Just a smidge. I love having my brush clean. It feels really good having all of my brushes super clean. So I have found with my foundation brush, there's this soap. It's called Zote soap. Going to go into my Tier concealer, and I'll use this side today. Let it warm up a little bit. Anyway, the Zote soap cleanser has been a game changer as far as um my brush cleanser. Most of my brushes I clean with my Sigma. It's like a bar in a little, actually, this is the Sigma brush cleanser that I use, and it's really, really a good cleanser. And then for like my foundation brushes and the brushes that I can't use, I have like a little spinner thing. But I don't use that with my bling brushes or my bigger brushes because the motor's just not, you can't really do what you need to do with it. Okay. So this is where I'm going to take a little bit, and I do mean a little bit, there, of my primer. And see if that helps keep my color on the bottom. The problem is I have to use a little bit of powder also. That was more powder than I wanted, but because I do get a little bit shiny and I don't want to get too shiny. I don't use a lot of it, but then I blend it. I put away. So hopefully that will help. I mean, my eyes are already watering, so they started out watering. I did put eye drops in. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do, but and it's mainly this eye over this eye, but it does what it does. So there's that. And if you've been here, you've seen that this gets super dark with bronzer, but that's the Zote soap. It gets it that clean, and I love it. I'm going to use my e.l.f. primer infused bronzer today. Oh, it doesn't even look like I'm getting anything on the brush. It is. But I don't want it too dark. It doesn't look like I have a lot of bronzer on, but it does give a little bit of definition. Like you can barely see that I have any powder on my brush. Okay. And I know I've already powdered, but this particular blush, this is Heroine from Cosmic Beauty. It's very purple. But if you take a very light hand and you put it on, it just gives it a little. I mean, you don't have to use very much at all. Very light-handed. But it's still, it comes out like you've used a lot. And it goes over powder just perfectly fine. And because I don't want sticky face, I'm going to use my Pluck, which is a light purple. And it sets it and tones it down just a smidge. But it gives it just a nice, I was going to say a nice purple look, which it does, but oh, I didn't pick up a highlighter. I'm going to use my marshmallow to go over the top of everything, just to kind of mix it all together, make it blend and melt into my skin. I know I haven't put the inner, I haven't done that yet because I'm looking at all this, deciding which one, how I want to go about it, which one I want to play with. Highlighter. This is Lavender Dream from Odin's Eye. And I like this brush to pick it all up. You can barely see it. But it is there. Just gives a lot of glitter, which is what I like. I like me some glitter. Bounce this over the top. Okay, so I think I figured out what color I want to do. Probably should have done that before, but I wanted to give my eyes just a little bit of, like, I wanted to see what everything else was. So I'm going to put my glitter primer on. There we go. I know, sorry. Could have been talking this whole time, but I wanted to make sure I got it all over. And I'm going to use this color. It has like a bluish purple. And I'm going to put that almost all over. I'm not going to put it right in the inner corner, but now I'm going to do the other one. We're not quite done, but really close. I'm going almost to the inner part, just not quite all the way, because, you know, more is more. I mean, I could just put this one and be done, but that's just not who I am. I like to have more. So I'm going into this one. And this is going to go on the inner part and then mix with that other one. And it shows up with that blue underneath it. So it's kind of a white with a purple blue shift. And so when you put the blue underneath, it turns up more blue. If you were to put a white underneath, it would show up more white, but then the blue and the purple shift would shift more. But that just gives you, it just blends it and makes it just a little bit extra. Because I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a lot extra. Alrighty, so now I'm going to take my EO1 and I'm going to go into this purple. So on the inner part, I'm going to put that purple. So it just gives it, because I use this color on the upper part. If you remember, I mixed and I softened the harsh lines with this one. So it gives it just a little bit of cohesiveness. Your eye knows, but it doesn't know. Like, it'll see it, but it won't register it. But I'm just telling you why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then I'm going to go into the dark blue this way. I know that looks harsh. But again, we're going to trust the process. Dip back in to get this one just as dark. There we go. Now I'm going to clean off, and I'm going to go back into that light purple and blend. So it looks very intentional. It looks harsh, but I mean, if it stays, it'll be nice. I don't suspect it'll stay. Oh, I forgot to get a liner. I have. Do I want this? I don't think I want this today. But not those. There it is. This is one of the Kaleidos multi-chrome. It's the purpley blue one. I don't remember if it's called, I think it's called Night of Creation. And it is so very old. It still works, but it's old. Okay, you can barely see it because the other is so dark. Spray in the face. Because the inner corner is so bright, I don't necessarily want to put on a highlighter. While this is drying, I'm going to put on my mascara. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my lips. Sorry, you can see my mirror. Get my curls out the way. Almost time to get a trim because my bangs get in my eyes. Like I can feel one little hair just down where I need to just put on my mascara, and it drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. But yeah, I'm not going to put anything on my inner corner for an inner corner highlight today. Because I like the way it looks without it. I love the way the eyes came out. But that's how I make my process is I look at what I'm wearing and I look at what palette I'd like to use that has those colors in it. So, okay. Now I'm going to use, this is, most of the writing has come off of this. I do not know what the color is. It's a bright pink. But again, we're going to trust the process. This is ColourPop Toxic. I don't remember what collab it came with, or that'll tone down that pink. And it has just a little hint of purple to it. So this is my final look of the day. Oh, don't think I went over the top after I sprayed my face. Make sure to bring it down. I just like doing that. So this is my final look of the day. Please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, who's better than you? Nobody. Have a great day.